Hello, hello. Hey, I'm back. Finally. I know it's been a long time, but I'm back. I'm here to talk about F1. My name is Richard. This is the Anything F1 channel for now. Man, it's been a while. Um, I missed quite a few races, but we're going to skip those and focus on the next ones, which is Canada, the Canadian Grand Prix. But before we do that, I just want to point out that Ferrari, after 50 years of not doing it, has won the 24 Hours of Le Mans, which is a big race in France, which lasts 24 hours as per the name. And it's really big because they haven't done it in a very long time. It's very important for Ferrari because they haven't won anything in minimum of 15 years, 14 years at this point. So that's very, very important for them. It was a great race. I watched like 17 out of the 24 hours. Very good. Well, I thought it was good. Very dramatic. I would say a lot of rain, spins, accidents. Nothing insane, but it was. I mean, it was fun to watch. You know. But aside from that, it's the Canadian Grand Prix. If you haven't been following, Red Bull's been dominating the season, and to be honest, it's probably going to continue in Canada. But the big question is, who from Red Bull is going to win? And that's what I'll cover today. So, leading up to this Grand Prix, I don't know exactly who's bringing upgrades. I think most teams are bringing upgrades to this race, but it's not going to do much. This is a top straight line speed test for all the cars. So, that means people like Red Bull, who already have the fastest speed, aside from Williams, are going to do really well. This is all on braking, so whoever has good brakes, so Haas probably won't do very good, or they'll do good and then something will happen where their brakes fade and they just have no more brakes. So this is not so much more of aerodynamics than it is, engine and brakes. Of course, aerodynamics matter, but for the most part, how little wing can you run and how top speed or what's the top speed you can reach on the straights. The Canadian Grand Prix is in Montreal, Canada. It's on a man-made island. It is a street course, technically, but they built the course first and then turned it into public roads afterward. So it's kind of weird. When you see the track live, you'll know what I mean. It looks like a normal race track, but in reality, the whole track is used, or at least part of it is used, as public roads to get across the island. Island's pretty small. They'll do helicopter shots, I'm sure, of the entire island. So you'll get to see that. Now, on to, I guess, my predictions. Who will win the Canadian Grand Prix? I got to go for my man, Sergio Perez. Now, there's a few different reasons why. Max is on a good roll, I think. He's in his top form ever. He's not being super aggressive, but he's still extremely fast. But like we saw in Saudi Arabia and what was the other track you want? Azerbaijan. Perez does really good in street circuits. Why? Because there's a lot of heavy braking zones and you have to really manage tire wear. And on the tire wear is specifically exiting hairpin turns where you have to use all the grip available without using up all your tires. And he's a master at that. That's why, what's his name? Max really struggled in Azerbaijan and Perez was able to keep him behind in Saudi Arabia. So I think those two key factors. He did really good last year, but he ended up retiring earlier with, I think, a mechanical issue. So we've never really seen a head-to-head against them. He has gotten a podium once before, almost in 2017. 2021, I don't know. They didn't even come here. In 2022, he retired. So against them two, I'm going to go with Perez only because it's really critical. It'll probably be a one-stop race. So saving your tires until when you really need them is going to be very important. And I think he's going to get the edge on that. Now, where his pace will be the entire weekend, We'll see if it rains in qualifying and there's no grip and you have to be very gentle on the tires to, make him last the race. Then I think he'll win. If there's no rain, Max has a really good chance and he might win. So it's kind of up in the air. As for everybody else, I think the biggest people will see doing a lot better is Williams and Ferrari. Ferrari's upgrades in Spain they were very close to the top speed of Red Bull, which is very important. Now, their overall performance that race wasn't that great, to be honest. I think Charles Leclerc did get points and Sainz got like 5th. So the upgrades didn't really work much around the corners, but it helped in straight line speed. And that's what's going to be very key here. So I think they'll do good. Probably be very competitive in qualifying and fall off during the race. Fernando Alonso, he was really excited about the upgrades. I believe that they're coming this weekend for Canada. And, well, they've been good all season, so I wouldn't be surprised if you see them do good. And if my predictions are right, they'll probably be they'll be behind Ferrari at the start for sure. But if Ferrari's tire gremlins come after them again, then Aston Martin, or at least Fernando Alonso, is probably going to get past one of them, if not both of them, by the end, just because they have much better tire degradation. Like I mentioned before, as if this is a one-stop race, which I think it will be. So tire saving is going to be very important, and how the drivers use their tires on the exit of corners. So Aston Martin, I think, will do good. Stroll's been doing good this year, so, he probably won't be that far behind Alonso. So if Alonso's battling the Ferraris, you'll see Stroll battling the Mercedes if they're behind Ferrari. And if not, then you'll probably see the Mercedes and Aston Martins mixing it up. Behind them, I would like to see Haas do good, but to be honest with you, probably not. And then Williams is the other team that I'm really hoping they do good, just because they have the straight line speed. I know people have been blasting them because the floor of their car is very simple, but that's how, when one team gets to spend $150 million and the other one doesn't, you're going to have that type of disparity. But I think they'll do good. AlphaTauri will be probably somewhere in the middle, along with the Alfa Romeos, McLarens. Most likely the Haas's, even though I want them to do good. But the other team, Alpine, they've been doing pretty decent recently. So maybe they can do good. I don't think their straight line speed is very good. But their braking has always been pretty good. So how they're able to use their brakes and how they can brake into corners, so overtaking can be very critical for them. Other than that, I think that's about it. So yeah, Red Bull's probably going to win. I think it'll be Perez, only because how the track suits his driving style more than Max. Second will probably, at least at the start, I think will be Ferrari. Maybe Aston Martin might come back at the end if their upgrades work as they want them to. Mercedes will be thereabouts, but their straight line speed isn't great still. And none of these corners or this track benefits how they want to drive. So, or that's how their car handles. So I think that covers that. The rest of the top 10 will probably be like, you'll probably have an Alpine, maybe a McLaren in there, maybe a Haas. The midfield's really, really tight. So it could be anybody. But like I mentioned before, hopefully Williams mixes it up, gets a point. Who knows? But so far, that's it. Also going on this weekend is IndyCar at Road America, which I'm going to be watching. IndyCar is always fun to watch. A lot of exciting battles. I think NASCAR is also racing this weekend, but I could be wrong. Ooh, let's see. It doesn't matter. If they have a race pretty much every weekend. If you like oval racing, yeah, go for it. But if not, I wouldn't bother too much with it. Other than that, my name is Richard. This is the Anything F1 channel. Thanks for watching.